I added an extra workout on Mondays, so now I have 3 workouts. I really tear my body down so I can. And then Tuesday, I have sparring and sprints. Wednesday, similar to today, but it's only 2 workouts. And then Thursday and Friday is only 1 workout, but very high intense workouts. And so I think I'm going to be, I really knew for a fact that I was going to fight in the future. So I was, doing everything I could to be in the best shape of my life.
Justin Gaethje has made it clear that he's taking this fight with Paddy Pimblett seriously, and his preparation reflects that. In recent comments, Gaethje confirmed he has increased his weekly training load, adding extra workouts to sharpen both his conditioning and timing. According to Gaethje, this isn't about making drastic changes, but about pushing himself further than usual to make sure there are no gaps on fight night. Gaethje says he feels ready for Pimblett's style and believes his experience gives him a clear understanding of what's coming. He's confident in his preparation, emphasizing that the added sessions are about staying sharp, durable, and prepared for pace. From his perspective, this is the right moment in his career to test himself again, and he believes his camp is doing everything necessary to make sure he enters the cage fully prepared and focused.
Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, it's gonna be interesting fight because we know Paddy Pimblett, he does more jiu-jitsu, grappling. If they go striking, I think Justin will beat him. But if they try more grappling, then Paddy got this, and who knows what they're gonna do, Either what kind of fights they will show. And I don't know who will be winning. Both can win.
Well, whoever wins that fight, whether it is Paddy or Justin, how do you think they fare against when Ilya is ready to return?
Yeah, they have no chance against Ilya. Either Paddy or Justin, Ilya, very, very good champion. We know he hits hard, and also he is good wrestler, good jiu-jitsu.
By the way, before we dive in, 99.8% of the people watching right now aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming MMA news. And without further ado, let's dive into it.
As UFC 324 approaches, the matchup between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett has become one of the most talked about fights on the card. While the bout itself is significant, much of the discussion has shifted toward how the UFC positioned this fight and what the outcome could mean for the lightweight division. Analysts, coaches, and former fighters have all focused on the same key questions, and that level of attention usually signals risk for everyone involved. What started as an intriguing booking has now turned into a high-pressure situation for both fighters.
De los más emocionantes para el público. Y Justin dice, yo les voy a echar el plan a perder al UFC y voy a pelear con Ilya en la Casa Blanca. ¿Te gusta esa idea? Porque obviamente Justin es de los candidatos, porque es estadounidense, porque ha estado cercano al presidente Trump, etc.
Mira, la verdad que yo siempre acepto la voluntad de Dios. Lo que Él quiera que pase para mí será bueno. Si gana Paddy, si gana Justin Gaethje. Realmente si gana Justin Gaethje, la UFC tiene planes diferentes de las que no puedo hablar en este momento. Pero bueno, si me ofrecieran pelear con Justin Gaethje en la Casa Blanca, también sería un combate muy emocionante para mí. Sería algo que me ilusionaría muchísimo. No sé qué tan capaz va a ser de arruinar los planes de la UFC y los planes de Paddy Pimblett. Lo va a tener bastante difícil, no imposible. Así que le deseo toda la suerte. Pero no sé si tendrá tanta suerte ganándole a Paddy Pimblett, porque después se va a tener que encerrar en un octógono conmigo, y no sé si eso es tener mucha suerte.
Буду, можно сказать, запасным, но не официально запасным на бой Падди против Gaethje. То есть, если кто-то из них травмируется, то я буду готов залететь за неделю, за 10 дней, за 5 дней. То есть, я буду подводить свой вес, да, я не буду гонять его в день взвешивания. Но если я им понадоблюсь, то я буду там. Из-за этого нужно мне держать форму, тренироваться, делать спарринги и постараться не травмировать себя в этих схватках. Но при этом же выложиться на 100%, чтобы люди обрадовались, пришли посмотреть за красивым зрелищной схваткой. И отдохну после уже боя Пимблетт-Gaethje.
В связи с этим вот хотел задать еще один тебе вопрос. Я правильно понимаю, что ты отправляешься в Лас-Вегас в январе и будешь находиться уже там?
Да, после Нового года я отмечу Новый год в Армении, и после Нового года сразу же вылечу не в Вегас, в Лос-Анджелес, рядом с Вегасом, там час лететь, так что буду там и буду использовать свой шанс максимально, так как у нас непростой путь, из-за этого мы должны быть наготове.
Hey, just on that interim title between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, they got Pimblett as the favorite here. You agree with the odds? Do you agree that Paddy Pimblett with Paddy Pimblett being the favorite against Justin Gaethje?
Nah, I don't think he's the favorite. I wouldn't have him. Gaethje's takedown defense is pretty sharp. I don't see him. I don't know. Like, we just haven't seen like Paddy in there get in there that often and mix it up with the best guys in their prime. So it's a big opportunity for him, but we'll see.
At the same time, Arman Tsarukyan remains closely tied to the situation, despite not being scheduled to fight. After being passed over for a title opportunity, Tsarukyan has stayed active and visible, making it clear he is prepared to step in if circumstances change. His presence alone adds pressure, because one injury or withdrawal could force the UFC to restructure the card. Fighters and camps are well aware of this, and it affects how they prepare when there is no margin for error.
Спасибо за вопрос. Отдыха не будет, так как я буду, можно сказать, запасным, но неофициально запасным на бой Paddy против Gaethje. То есть, если кто-то из них травмируется, то я буду готов залететь за неделю, за 10 дней, за 5 дней. То есть я буду подводить свой вес, да, я не буду гонять его в день взвешивания. Но если я им понадоблюсь, то я буду там. Из-за этого нужно мне держать форму, тренироваться, делать спарринги и постараться не травмировать себя в этих схватках. Но при этом же выложиться на 100%, чтобы люди обрадовались, пришли посмотреть за красивым зрелищной схваткой. И отдохну после уже боя Пимблетт-Gaethje.
В связи с этим вот хотел задать еще один тебе вопрос. Я правильно понимаю, что ты отправляешься в Лас-Вегас в январе и будешь находиться уже там?
Да, после Нового года я отмечу Новый год в Армении, и после Нового года сразу же вылечу не в Вегас, в Лос-Анджелес, рядом с Вегасом, там час лететь, так что буду там и буду использовать свой шанс максимально, так как у нас непростой путь, из-за этого мы должны быть наготове.
This has made the road to a title shot far from straightforward. Instead of a clear path forward, the lightweight division now feels crowded and unstable. Ilia Topuria recently added to that conversation by pointing out that the UFC is likely already planning multiple outcomes depending on who wins at UFC 324. If Gaethje wins, the promotion has alternatives ready. If Pimblett wins, the division shifts again. That uncertainty hangs over the entire matchup.
Arman should have been way over Gaethje, and I feel like Arman should be way over Paddy, but he doesn't have that hiccup. So what does he do? Does he sit out? Or does he go out there and make his case? Get another one of these top 5 guys, Arman, I say, take their head off because there's nobody there that could beat him, and keep him moving, brother. Then they can't deny you. I think he has to go out there, just beat somebody else, and not even Dana White can say, no, I'm not giving this guy a title shot. After that, there's no way, And the fight to see in 2026 is Arman versus Ilia. Those are the best guys at 155 pounds right now.
Because of that, the main question is no longer just who wins the fight. The bigger issue is whether Justin Gaethje can disrupt the momentum the UFC has built around Paddy Pimblett. Pimblett has been positioned as a rising star, while Gaethje represents proven experience and unpredictability. A decisive win by Gaethje could force the UFC to adjust its plans in real time, something the promotion generally tries to avoid.
I mean, I don't expect you to have any sympathy for Arman Tsarukyan, but were you surprised that you could make this interim title without him in it?
No, he's bored. Don't really know anyone who wants to see Arman Tsarukyan fight. I listed so many reasons why he hasn't got this title shot in an interview the other week. Pulled out on a day's notice when he said he had a bad back when he never. He just couldn't make weight to ruin the main event. Punched the fan walking out of the cage. Probably cost the UFC a lot more money. Nearly ruined another main event for the first fight in Qatar by headbutting Dan Hooker. Just don't be a little spoiled brat and you might end up getting in good grace.
Several voices inside the sport have also pointed out that neither fighter may ultimately control the long-term picture. Once Ilia Topuria fully re-enters the title conversation, his recent dominance changes the hierarchy of the division. That reality has led some to view UFC 300 less as a crowning moment and more as a temporary checkpoint before the division reshapes itself again.
Gaethje versus Paddy, what does that fight look like? And for me, it's whoever's fastest. I asked Dustin Poirier this question. Happened to be with Dustin over the weekend. I said, hey, who's faster? He said, I don't know. And I said, well, who do you favor in the striking? Now, Dustin said, largely because of my history with Gaethje, because I felt his punches, I can tell you the damage that guy can do with the punches and the kicks. But I'm still stuck wondering who's...
Former UFC fighter Chael Sonnen added another layer by focusing on speed as the deciding factor. According to Sonnen, speed often determines how long fighters remain competitive at the highest level. Gaethje has absorbed years of damage, while Pimblett continues to develop and adapt. That contrast has become central to how analysts are evaluating the matchup.
But the first thing to go is your speed. And I wonder who's faster. Paddy the Baddy is not the young guy you think he is. Paddy the Baddy is not the brand new 24-year-old new kid on the block that you think that he is. As a matter of fact, Joe Silva tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. Joe Silva left the industry a decade ago. And he tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. So I'm just speaking to, Paddy goes about 32. He's got a birthday coming up. He could be pushing on 33, gonna be 32. I'm just sharing, he's not the boy that you think he is. But Justin is older. And in the world of boxing, the speed advantage would go to the youth. If you didn't know who's faster than who, and you could just look at one number, it wouldn't be record. It wouldn't be knockouts, it wouldn't be experience. You would just look at who was younger. Well, he's got an advantage. And we'd love to say he's got an age advantage. But all we're saying is speed. That's what we're saying when we say he's got an age advantage. He's the younger. We're just saying that we think he's going to be quicker than the other guy. And that is one deal with Justin Gaethje. There's ways to beat him. There's not many. There's guys that have beat him. There's not many. There's blueprints out there for how to beat Justin Gaethje, but there's not many. And the one thing they have in common is you gotta be quicker than him. You gotta be.
Opinions remain split heading into fight night. Supporters of Pimblett point to his range, creativity, and submission ability as tools that could neutralize Gaethje's aggression. Others believe Gaethje's experience, durability, and pressure will overwhelm Pimblett if the fight turns chaotic. With betting lines moving and matchmakers watching closely, UFC 324 now represents a key moment for the lightweight division. When the event ends, the rankings will adjust, future matchups will become clearer, and the direction of the division will move forward based on the result.